Lose yourself to Schubes.
Oh, you. Tube, what's going on? It's been way too long. Hello. Yes, I look different. I have a new adult haircut now. That's what California's done to me. Also, I live in California now. Hello. And I have a brace on my wrist because I broke my arm snowboarding here in California, and now it's healed, but I still have to wear this brace for 2 weeks. Hi guys, how are you? It's been way too long. You know, I'd consider myself a pretty smart kid. You know, got straight A's throughout grammar, middle school, all that kind of stuff like that. Straight A's in high school. College slipped a little, but I went to a good school, so it balances out. But there was a point in time where I almost failed kindergarten because I almost failed penmanship and physical education. Now, the penmanship story is boring. I just had terrible handwriting, and I still do to this day. But the one about how I almost failed PE is great. So let's find out how I almost failed gym class in kindergarten. So in kindergarten, you had your normal classes. You had like English and math, and I think science and penmanship was a main course for some reason. And then you had supplementary courses. Supplementary courses were things like music class and PE and science lab and art class and stuff like that, where you didn't get a letter grade, you got satisfactory or unsatisfactory. And in order to get satisfactory in all these classes, there was some sort of evaluation that happened at one point in time during the year to test it. So like in music class, they made sure you could like clap to a beat, or like know how to count like 4/4 time, which is literally counting to 4. Art class, they made sure you knew how to like not eat Play-Doh, things like this. In gym class, the evaluation was to see if you could do a certain amount of physical activities that they pulled out of some random hat apparently. I don't remember what they all were, but I sure as hell remembered the one that I almost failed. So let's set the scene. It's kindergarten, I'm 5 years old, I'm in the PE evaluation. Now I have to do things like skip, I have to do things like run, I have to do things like throw a ball. All things I know how to do, and sometimes I have to do them in my daily life. But then they asked me to do something that I had never heard of before, ever. Okay, Michael, you threw the ball, great job. Now skip to the wall and back. Okay, great. Now gallop to the wall and back. And when she told me to gallop, I looked at her like, what? You know, Michael, just gallop, like a horse. Oh, right, 'cause I'm a horse. I had never come across a social situation that caused me to gallop. I never owned a horse or watched horse racing or the equestrian event in the Olympics, which is awesome, by the way. But I had no idea what galloping meant. I was a 5-year-old boy. So I looked around and saw the other kids galloping, and I tried to gallop, but I just ended up skipping because they're essentially the same thing. I don't know why this test caused me to skip, which is something that people do often when they're happy or in a field of flowers, but it also asked me to gallop, which is something that humans never do ever unless you're in Monty Python and the Holy Grail playing the role of a horse. So that day I went home with my PE evaluation, which listed all the things I knew how to do, and a big red circle over galloping with unsatisfactory. Does not know how to gallop. So I had to go home, show this progress report to my mother, and tell my Mom, I don't know how to gallop. If I don't gallop next week at PE class, I might fail gym. So my mother and I, along with the help of my sister, who was a galloping pro and thought it was so dumb that I didn't know how to gallop, had galloping practice with me in my living room. And then next week I went back to the reevaluation at PE, and my teacher said, all right, Michael, gallop to the wall and back, and you bet your sweet ass. And you better believe that I galloped like no other 5-year-old has ever galloped in his entire life. I galloped with elegance and grace. You could have thrown Tobey Maguire on my back and called me Seabiscuit. It was a beautiful display of galloping like no one had ever seen before, and I passed physical education with flying colors. So my kindergarten report card was impeccable, except for my C in penmanship, which to this day is the worst grade I have ever gotten in my life. I'm sorry that I have bad handwriting. Printing is dumb. I use cursive anyway. Sorry, America, which has now abolished cursive. I love cursive. Shout out to all the people that still use cursive. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, click like. If it was your favorite, click favorite. Those buttons are there for. If you want to see my face on a more regular basis, check it out on Vine. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for sticking around and actually deciding to watch this, and I'll see you guys sometime in the very near future. Very near future might not be true. I don't know. Eventually.
Lose yourself to Schubes.